Frank Hardy wants to say thanks, a big thank you, to an organisation who have been there when he's needed it most. 91-year-old Frank's had his fair share of rough times, first as a prisoner of war during the Second World War, and more recently during the Christchurch quakes. Who saw him through it all? He told his story to Abby Scott.
70 years ago this day, I became a prisoner of war, detained by the German army following the military fiasco of Greece in 1941.
Frank Hardy has seen a lot in his 91 years. At 18, he set off for war in the British Army. 2 years later, he was being transported to Austria as a prisoner of war.
We were accommodated in cattle trucks, about 50 men to a truck. And our rations were one loaf and a tin of, cheese, rotten cheese. On the way, we stopped at Belgrade in Yugoslavia. And we'd been locked up in these blooming trucks for 2 days, and we emptied out, went to the toilet and all that sort of thing, and then suddenly along came the Red Cross.
Along came the Red Cross. It could be the title for the memoirs he's penning. Every time things have been a little bleak, there they've been.
The Yugoslav Red Cross had prepared a huge supply of potato soup and a big helping for every prisoner. And this potato soup, even now to this day, I've never tasted a thing like it. The most beautiful soup ever. Yes, these were taken in a place called Oberakish.
During 4 long years as a prisoner, it was the Red Cross who helped get him through the toughest times.
Never have I forgotten the arrival of the first parcel and subsequently weekly issue. They turned despair into tolerance. That's a packet of raisins, but that's a Canadian Red Cross parcel. And as you can see, we're all ready to partake of the goodies.
Look at those smiles.
Yeah. It contained things like tea and sugar, milk powder, and above all, 50 cigarettes a month. And the cigarettes were extremely important. 2 things: if you smoked, you smoked them. If you didn't smoke, you used them as currency.
Frank traded them for a radio, which he traded for a camera and 1 roll of film. His photographs are contrast to the ones his captors took.
These were German propaganda photographs. They came around and took photographs of us, and we were free to send them back home.
You're all smiling. You don't look like miserable prisoners.
Well, there's no good sending a photograph home if we all look down and out.
Plus, with the Red Cross parcels arriving, there were a few things to smile about.
Sunday we could have a good fry-up. Butter from the Red Cross parcels and potatoes from the farm, chips. Now and again a little note would be surreptitiously put in from whoever packed the parcel, and that was marvellous. It was a light at the end of a long and dark tunnel. It was just hope that somebody was thinking of us. Who would have thought that 70 years later that the Red Cross would again offer my wife and I help?
Yes, when the Christchurch quake struck and Frank had to get his sick wife out of town, along came the Red Cross again.
It arrived out of the blue, and it couldn't have come at a better time. But it was $1,000, which is a lot of money.
And while we're visiting, almost on cue, along come the Red Cross one more time.
Here's your meal. You have a lovely day and enjoy that.
I must say that at the very critical points of my life, the Red Cross has cropped up.
So Frank wrote to them to say thanks. He says it was the least he could do.
God bless the Red Cross and everybody involved in furthering your work, in meeting the demands of the world. Long may it continue. Our appreciation is unbounded. Again, thank you.